Hello guys, Dusty here with kind of a quick vlog thing. I'm actually trying this out because a YouTuber by the name of, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Michael Larios, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm just not good with pronunciation of names, but yeah, he said it would probably be a good idea to start uploading some vlogs, try it out. Anyway, some stuff about what's going on in my life, and now there's not much going on in my life, especially because of the aftermath of January beginning, the new year. That's the worst way I could have phrased that, but Christmas and the new year and everything like that going on, they're done now. They are done. They are finally finished, so life is back to normal, I guess, as normal as it was before. Yeah, so really what's going on with me right now is I'm really wanting to break ground on my game room. Now, for those of you who don't know about my game room that I'm planning on working on, which is probably most of you because I don't even know when I uploaded the video of my plans to work on a game room. But basically, there's a dark, depressing, terrible room in my basement that is about the size of my living room that I will be trying to make into a game room. Now, I actually have most of the materials necessary to complete this task. However, that was a really, really complex way of saying that. Anyway, I just have to break out into random tangents. This is a random tangent. Tangentception. Anyway, so yeah. I'm working on this room that is dark, depressing, and overall just gross. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Right now, it's pretty gross. I've been working on it to try to make it into a suitable game room because I feel like I need more space in the room I'm in right now. Now, if you guys didn't know this, this is my house, just all-inclusively. This is my bedroom, the room I'm in right now, and my computer desk, my bed right here, and my game collection back there, which consists of, 650 some odd games back there that I have to cram into this, 12 by 12 space. So, well, I would say actually more than 12 by 12, maybe 14 by 14, I don't know. Anyway, small space for everything. You can hardly walk around in here. You have to crawl around my chair, my desk chair right here to get in my bed. So I'm planning on getting rid of that problem entirely by simply making a game room and making an office in my basement. Now, the office is going to be fairly easy, I would say, to take care of. The only hurdle with my office, I would have to say, is, first of all, the floor. Well, I would have to say there's multiple hurdles, but I'm just going to go over them one by one because why not? So for my office, it's just a little room that it'll definitely give me more space than what I have in this office right now. I would say it's probably a 7 by 7-ish room. But yeah, it's perfect size for a home office, perfect size to fit both of my desks in, so I could definitely have a lot of desk space if I wanted to have 2 computers set up, and maybe in the future when this channel gets like 1 billion subscribers, which will probably never happen, but hey, always optimist, right? We can have like 35 editors in that 7 by 7 room, but I'm pretty sure that would be bad working conditions. Anyway, yeah, I plan to eventually have my office in there. Problems with that, though, is, of course, the floor is terrible. However, the floor in that room is overcomeable because, for one thing, I actually have a sizable piece of carpet that will actually fit most of the bad part of the floor in that room. By the way, the floor in my basement, I really should be showing you guys this, but I'm going to show you in a later video. When I get the room cleaned out that I'm going to be working on. The floor in the basement is tile that's been all broken up, and some of it's still there, some of it's not. But I have a piece of carpet that will cover all of the tile that is not there. So all that will be visible as just regular tile. So that's nice. However, the main hurdle in that room is there is no electrical outlets. Or light. Yes, there is no light and no electrical outlets in a office space. Good thinking that one out, Dusty. But now what I'm planning on doing is there's a outlet. All the outlets, by the way, in my basement are on the ceiling because the electricity in my basement is just ruined. So they actually installed new outlets along the ceiling. So all the outlets are on the ceiling, which I don't like, but hey, it's the most convenient place to put them, right? For actually inserting them into the basement. But yeah, there's a outlet that my dryer is connected to. Right outside the room, so I'm planning on running an extension cord and to the little office room and using that to get power to all of my stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's another outlet that I can draw from because I don't want to draw from both outlets, especially because of how kind of jerry-rigged the whole setup is down there. I'm pretty sure an electrician would be like, oh, this is terrible. But yeah, whatever. I'm not an electrician. My dad was an electrician, though. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he's ever seen my basement, actually. Anyway, then the next hurdle in that room is the ceiling. It doesn't have an actual ceiling, so I'm definitely going to need to put in some plywood up there. I'm planning on using the plywood for the ceilings, though, which should work out. I mean, it's not the most elegant solution, but it'll definitely be a possible and financially feasible solution, so that's probably what I'm going to go with. I mean, to put it this way, I think it'll probably cost $20 to cover one of the rooms with some low-grade plywood, and this room like $5. So, I mean, it shouldn't be all that expensive if plywood's going for the same price that I think it is going for as of right now. That, and I think my parents actually have some extra plywood, so maybe I can borrow some from them. Who knows? We'll have to figure that out. But then, actually, the walls are also an issue. The walls are, if I don't think I mentioned this yet, my basement floods occasionally. I mean, if there's a really torrential downpour, my basement will flood. And one flooding is enough to cause damage to a room. It doesn't happen often, and I do think I know why it does flood. First off, I did notice some slight cracks from my house settling in its foundation. And this house was settled in, I think, like the 1940s. So that would perfectly make sense. Houses back then were not set to today's standards where you can't have any foundation cracks, or else you basically did a bad job. But it was basically like, oh, yeah, we're done setting the house. Everything's level. Everything's fine. 20 years later, the house is lopsided and everything's bad, so it has to be redone. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, off on all these tangents. Yeah, so the walls do flood a little bit. That should be fixable by filling in some of the foundation and making sure water flows away from the house, and also making sure the gutters are clean, because nobody ever did that in this house. So I'm hoping that's part of the issue, because cleaning the gutters is not necessarily the funnest solution to a problem, but definitely the easiest, because I don't want to have to like fill in land around my house to make it like a curved down. That's not what I want to do, because I do notice some land curving down towards my house from the house settling, which I will have to fill in, but I don't want to have to fill in like a bunch of dirt, because dirt costs money, unfortunately, and unfortunately it's somewhat against code to grab dirt from part of your backyard and put it in the other end in the city, or city, I should call this a town. It's a really tiny town. Anyway, and let's see, what else? What else do I have to talk about with that? With my office room. My office room is, it has potential to be done relatively easily, but, I mean, it's short. I'm just going to go out and be completely honest. The ceilings in my basement in general are very short. I can hardly stand in there. Like, I'm 6 feet tall, and these ceilings are probably like 6 feet 3 inches. Like, that's how much clearance I have above my head. So all the ceilings are short, but they're usable. I mean, I can get around with 3 inches of clearance, even if I have to lean down a little bit. That's not too much of a problem. That's when I'm standing up straight. Like, if I'm slouched down like I usually am walking about, it's definitely not a problem at all. So that's all I really have to do for my office. Then I just need a gaming PC. That's all I really need for that issue. But then, yeah, the main gaming room, I guess I'll just go into now how I plan to set it up and what I exactly need to do to get it to a point where it can be my gaming room. Well, first of all, I, of course, just like the other room, need it not to flood, because, once again, thousands of dollars of equipment and water do not match up. So yeah, definitely going to have to make sure the room does not flood under any circumstances. Then what I'm planning on doing is, of course, plywooding the ceiling, because the ceiling also in there is non-existent. It's just rafters or whatever you call them, the pieces of wood holding up the top floors. And the walls in that room are terrible. They are really, really bad. I think somebody tried to put wallpaper down there and it flooded. So wallpaper and water do not mix, if you didn't know. In fact, they are kind of nemesises. So you don't want to mix those two things together. So yeah, I'm going to have to remove the wallpaper down there. And I actually have paint to paint over it. So yeah, I have plenty of paint from actually my house was repainted a year ago. So I have plenty of paint left over, and the painting scheme may be a little awkward compared to the carpet, but hey, I really don't care. So that's something that is actually going to be free for me to fix. Ceiling, once again, I'm going to have to supply plywood. If my parents don't have any that they will just give away to me, which they probably don't, but hey, I might as well see. And then the floor, actually have carpet supplied straight for me. My parents actually have some random carpet they found that's actually decent carpet, and it should be way more than enough to cover my basement floor, and they said I could use it when the floor gets all figured out and we make sure it doesn't flood. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And then when all's said and done, when all that stuff's taken care of, it should be a presentable finished room. And then I get to start adding the fun stuff. Yes, mainly, I just might as well say this. I'm going to have 3 TVs in there. The TVs will be, well, first off, the TV in this room here, my Toshiba CRT TV. You can see it in my room tour if you want to. I'm not going to try. By the way, the webcam that I'm using is inside my laptop, so I can't pan around to show you guys stuff. Because that would be a little difficult. And right now, actually, since my desk is so short, I have both my computer monitor and my laptop standing on GameCubes. I kid you not, they are both standing on GameCubes because I have so many spare GameCubes and they work perfectly as flat surfaces. Who would have thought, right? But yeah, what else do I have to mention? About that room. Oh yeah, the TVs. So the second TV will be a TV that is going to be a little project of mine. And that is, I might as well tell the story in this vlog. Man, this is going to be really long. This could be like 20 minutes. For anybody who watches through this, I'll give you a cookie. How about that? No, I'm joking. I can't give you a cookie because probably live far away from you. So, sorry about that. But yeah, the second TV is going to be a little project of mine. The story about it is I was on my way here from school back when I was in school, back about 6 months ago or whatever when I was in school. Oh man, it feels like forever ago. But yeah, and my sister, the story with this house, by the way, is my sister was renting it, and then she got married, and then I was like, hey, I want to rent this house. That's a perfect house. So I ended up moving in, and there you have it. But my sister was living in it at the time. She knew I was going to be renting it. I knew I was going to be renting it. So I am driving over here because I wanted to come over here, I guess. And on the curbside, in the pouring rain, I see this 1960s Zenith TV. Now, any common person would know, oh, this is trash. Nobody would want this. And I was like, I want this thing. This is awesome looking. I love 1960s Zenith TVs, by the way. They're some of my favorite things in the world. And by the way, what I'm planning on doing with that is I am planning on, since I'm assuming it doesn't work, if it does work, I will be very surprised. But I'm pretty sure it only has aerial inputs, so I won't be able to connect anything to it anyway, so I might just have to gut it for the sake of gutting it. But I have a CRT Toshiba. I have a little Toshiba CRT that the mechanisms and everything will probably actually fit in this Zenith TV. So I'm planning on gutting the Zenith TV and putting my Toshiba CRT in it, so it's actually usable. And then I can actually hook up an Atari 2600, a ColecoVision, and a television when I get them to it. So that'll kind of be my really, really retro TV, which I'm very excited to have. So yeah, that's the second TV. And the third TV is a very triumphant welcome return of my Mitsubishi TV. If you guys don't know about this because you haven't been around the channel for as long as I lived with my parents. By the way, I started this channel when I was living with my parents. Now I live by myself. So that quick story out of the way. But yeah, my dad said, oh, well, I'm going to use this TV and everything like that. But he decided to make an indoor garden. So, in my room. So, yeah, he's using the TV to hold his chemicals right now. For the, like his, they're not pesticides. They're more like, minerals or whatever you use to plant garden. I don't know. I don't know anything about gardening. I took botany in high school and failed it. So, hey, I know something about it. That I'm not good at it. But, yeah. Gonna be getting that TV back. And by the way, it's, I think, a 54-inch HD TV. That is a really, really huge, like 300-pound CRT TV. That is going to be a very, very difficult thing to get back up the steps and into a truck and into my basement. But it's going to be worth it. And then what I'm going to have to do with that is it has a DVI in, but not HDMI, because HDMI didn't exist when this TV was made. So, however, HDMI, if you didn't know, is backwards compatible with DVI. So I can just plug in a DVI to HDMI cable and a HDMI splitter. So, and I actually have the cable, but I don't have an extra splitter. I have a splitter on my TV that I have right now, but I'll want another one for this TV, of course. And then I'll plug on all my HD game systems into it. And then I'll have a nice CRT HD giant massive TV to play these games on. I already kind of have an idea of how the room's going to lay out. I'll show you guys that when it's all cleaned up and everything. But yeah, and I'll be posting updates on that. I will be making sure to post updates on that. But anyway, other things that I'm planning on doing down there, I'm planning on moving all the shelving down there, all of my games, of course, all of my game consoles, of course, and they're going to be hooking up to, all the ones over here are going to be hooking up to that Toshiba TV, by the way. And that Toshiba TV will actually be monitored out to from my Mitsubishi TV. So everything that'll play on that Mitsubishi TV will play on my Toshiba TV. So that's how I kind of have it planned to set up. That's how I actually had my set up when I lived at my parents' house. So if it was a retro game, I could play it on either screen. So that was pretty nice. Yeah, what else do I have to say? Except I didn't have this TV. This TV, by the way, was actually my parents' wedding gift from, I can't remember. I think it was my dad's parents gave it to him. But yeah, that was like 20-some years ago. So really, really, really old TV. But it's a goodie. It's lasted very long. Very, very heavy, though. I'm going to go out and say. And yeah, what else do I have to mention? Oh yeah, shelves. My parents actually moved into a new office, so they took down a lot of the shelves from that office, and I'm going to be putting them up in my game room. So those will kind of be like knick-knack shelves. I probably won't store games on them, but I'll store like all my knick-knacks that I can't hold up in this room. By the way, I have like totes and totes full of knick-knacks, VHS tapes, crap like that I can't fit in this room because it's too small. So I'm going to be very excited to be able to spread my wings out a little bit and put up all that stuff. What else do I have to mention about that room? I know there's other stuff. There's got to be other stuff. Furniture! What I'm planning on doing for furniture down there is the couch in my living room is going to go down there. I'll probably find a smaller couch to put in my living room because my living room is full of furniture right now. Like this is like tiny living room, giant furniture situation here. I made that sound really dramatic. Sorry, I'm making this at 11:05 and I am very tired. In the PM. Or the post-meridian, I don't know. You just don't judge me for my inability to explain abbreviations. This video is nearing 20 minutes. Sorry. But yeah, The couch is going to go down there. I don't know what I'm probably going to put moon chairs in front of the... I think I have a couple moon chairs somewhere down here. I don't know. Maybe they're all gone. But I'm going to be putting seating in front of all the TVs. And then, of course, I'll have the game shelf and everything like that. But there should be plenty of room for everything. Way more room than I need. And yeah, the heater's down there too. The heater's in that room, so I'm going to have to share it with the heater. But that's okay because it won't get cold in there. Since I'm right next to the heater. Well, guys, this video has gotten to about 20 minutes. Please let me know if you want me to do another thing like this again. I am sorry it ran so long. And yeah, please put in the comments, should I do this again? Except I know much shorter. I just wanted to ramble off all the random stuff I had to say in one long video. And yes, I will be updating you guys on that room situation when I'm in that room, when I get it cleaned up a little bit better. Because honestly, it is really, really in rough shape right now. So thank you guys for watching. And I look forward to bringing you more content in the future. Have a good one.